Well, I only had one chance this month to record a podcast for you. And it sounds like the mic had a little bit of trouble with the fact that there was sound happening in the room. It sounds like sometimes when Rev and Judah are using the rain sticks or some seed pods or some other cool sounds in the room, it sounds like the mic had a little bit of trouble with that. So it's probably not the highest quality podcast I've ever posted. But again, I recorded the one and only open class I'll be teaching all month. So I'm going to post it. Maybe I'll take it down later, but I wanted you to have something to remember me by. So here it is. And if you want to make a donation to the podcast, as always, you can go to my website, yogastickler.com/donations to make a donation, or you could sign up for my Patreon, which is patreon.com/yogastickler. And, you can pledge $0 to Patreon and just kind of acknowledge that you are out there listening on a regular basis and help me grow my fan base over there. Or you can pledge as low as like $2 a month or something like that, just for the podcast alone. Now, I've already been posting a lot of extras over on Patreon to make it a little more enticing, and I will keep doing so. Probably not much for the month of May since I'm leaving in a few days, but else, as soon as I get back in June, I will resume. Okay, here is your podcast. Work with what we have. So welcome, everybody. Thanks so much for joining today. Today I have my friends One Nation Sound that will be accompanying us with live sound for our practice today. So thanks, and we hope you enjoy it. Also, I did just want to say, because it's fresh in my mind, I am planning to take a group back to Nepal in early 2027. And I'm sending out the pre-sale, the secret pre-sale info today before I sort of announce it to the wider world. So if you're interested, if you even have a little bit of interest, March 2027, going to Kathmandu Valley with me, don't leave without giving me your email and I'll send you info later today. All right, cool. So, go ahead and sit up tall. Find a good seat. All right. Find a good seat, comfortable seat, sit up tall. Think of, sometimes, actually this is a good place to start, even just that first breath before Om. Sometimes when the teacher says okay, deep breath in, well, we could be at any point in our breath. You might already have taken an inhale. You might be at the bottom of an exhale. You might be somewhere in between. You might be somewhere in between. So actually, before you take that first inhale, let's empty out together so that we can fill with breath, right? It's like if you have, if you already have a cup that's full, you can't fill it more. So we got to empty out first and then fill it up. So go ahead, empty out that breath. Inhale, deep breath in. Again, big, full, deep breath in. One more, inhale. Good. Take a deep, full breath in and full exhale. Now, just take a halfway breath, comfortable breath, and we'll begin a round of Kapalabhati. So short, sharp exhalations. You're pumping the stomach back towards the spine. Try to keep everything else still. Your shoulders still, face still. Just the abdomen is pumping. And if you're not quite sure what Kapalabhati is, you can listen to some of your neighbors who are more familiar with it. this is sort of another method for, let's call it emptying the cup, right? For sort of clearing out, cleaning out the old so that we can make space for the new. Yeah, springtime is a good time for that activity, that type of activity. Okay, so start to just slow the pace of the pumpings, just a little more space between each. And then exhale a full breath out. Inhale, deep, full breath in. Exhale, full, complete breath out. Deep, full breath in. Full, complete breath out. Another round, Kapalabhati. So take about a halfway breath, comfortable breath, and then begin your pumpings. Yeah. Again, think of almost having like a little bit of a staccato exhale, really vibrant little sparkly exhale. And then just let the inhale happen passively. Yeah. See if you could just increase the intensity a little bit now, either speed or strength of pumping, but just try to amplify it up a little bit. Yeah. And then go ahead and start to slow the pumpings down and exhale completely. Full deep breath in. Start right away your Ujjayi breathing, so keeping the mouth closed. Exhale through the nose. Breath makes a soft whispery sound at the back of the throat. And then as you inhale, hold Mula Bandha in and up, so pelvic floor lifting. And then keep those two aspects working together. Mula Bandha and Ujjayi breath work together for the whole rest of the practice until Shavasana. Good luck. Think of it as a version of meditation practice, right? Like every time you remember that you forgot your breath, come back to it. Every time that you remember the pelvic floor lock, come back to it. And just keep like harnessing those two activities the whole practice, yeah? Okay, let's come forward onto hands and knees, and we'll press back to a downward facing dog. I came across a story this week. A teacher, a guru, a monk was talking to his students, and he tells the students the following story. He says, a man is walking with a cup of coffee, and another man bumps into him, and he asks the students, why did the first man spill coffee? And the students are like, well, because the guy bumped into him, of course. That was the cause of the spilling of the coffee, right? But the teacher says, no. He spilled coffee because there was coffee in his cup. So if there was water in the cup, he would have spilled water. If there was some other substance in the cup, he would have spilled some other substance. So the point of the story being, what attributes are we filling ourselves up with, such that when we get a bump, what spills out of us? I think we've probably all experienced having people in our life who maybe they get bumped and anger spills right out, right? Or whatever. But like I hope that through my practice, I have been sort of filling my cup with compassion, so that when I get bumped into, compassion spills out, kindness spills out, spaciousness spills out. I hope. I'm still working on it. But, right? So like that question of like, what do we want to fill our cup with, so that when things get bumpy, the thing that we want to spill out spills out, and not something else. Walk the feet forward towards the hands and fold forward over the legs. You know, for a little while, all the Buddhist teachings, they say like, don't indulge anger and impatience, actually. It might feel good in the moment, but like, don't indulge it. And then for a few years recently, there was like this point of view that was sort of coming out in pop psychology of like having catharsis. Like, yeah, go ahead, go to that break room and break things, or go kind of let out your anger. But real science is now catching back up to the reality that the more we indulge those emotions, the quicker they are to surface, right? So to go back to the ancient wisdom, the ancient teachings, don't indulge those instances, because then you'll just be more inclined to reach for that reaction later. Walk the feet wide, bend the knees, come into a squatting position, hands together at the center of the chest. Yeah. Bring the hands down to the floor, raise the hips up and fold forward over the legs. Bring the feet halfway closer together, arms behind the back. Lace the fingers together into one fist. Reach the arms away from the back. With your inhale, bend your knees, open your chest, look forward. Exhale, straighten the legs and fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, open the chest, look ahead. Exhale, straighten the legs to fold. 2 more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Inhale to bend. And exhale, extend. Hands on your waist. Lift all the way upright to a standing position. Reach the arms up overhead. Clasp the hands together. Inhale a breath. Exhale, bend to the left side. Inhale, lift up to the center. Exhale, right side. Inhale, lift up to the center. Exhale, left. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, right side. Inhale, lift up. Breathing, everybody. Exhale, bend left. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, bend right side. Good. Lift all the way up. Reach the arms up a little extra. See how far down you could feel that reaching. Like, reach so that you open up your armpits, the sides of your waist, even maybe the hips, legs, feet, feel the reaching. And then release. Feet and legs together, arms alongside the body, preparing for Surya Namaskar, sun salutations. With the inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead, hands pressed together. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the floor beside the feet. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, hop, step, or walk back to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, hop or step forward, feet to hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stand up, reach the arms up. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, reach up, hands press, look up towards your hands. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Remember breath and Mula Bandha. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hop or step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1. Steady breathing. Inhale. Exhale for 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Breathe in. Breathe out, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, hop or step forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stand up, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, reach arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the floor. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hop, step, or walk back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Breathe in. Breathe out, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, hopper, step forward, feet to hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stand up, reach the arms up. Exhale, release the arms. Hook your thumbs in front of you. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, arch the back. Exhale, bend the knees, swing the arms behind the back, lace the hands together, fold forward. Inhale, place the hands down, step the right foot back, look forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward into plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin to the floor. Inhale, slide forward, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, sit back towards the feet, and then extend the legs, downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, left foot next to right foot, fold forward. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach up, arch back, straighten legs. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms behind, lace hands together and fold. Inhale, hands down, step the left foot back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward face. Exhale, downward face. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin to the floor. Inhale, slide forward into cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, sit all the way back towards the feet, and then extend the legs. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, stand up and release the arms. Bend the knees deeply, reach the arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to the floor, fold forward. Inhale, look forward to prepare. Exhale, hopper, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward, left heel down, reach up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down, step back and lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward, reach up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down, step back and lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Breathe in. Breathe out, 4. Inhale. Good. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, hopper, step forward, feet to hands. And exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees deeply, reach the arms up, chair pose. Exhale, stand up and release the arms. Let's turn to the right hand side. Turn to the right, open the feet wide apart. Turn the toes a little bit in towards each other, heels a little bit out, hands on your waist, wider. Yeah, inhale, lift up the chest, arch back. Exhale, fold forward. Hands touch the floor, crown of the head reaching towards the floor between the feet. Yeah, go wider with the feet. Yeah, awesome. And try to notice, is the weight all the way back in the heels? Can I bring some weight more forward to the center of the feet? 2. Keep breathing. 3. 4. With your inhale, lift your head and your chest. Exhale, hands on your waist. Inhale, lift all the way upright. Exhale, arms behind the back, lace the fingers together. Inhale, lift up the chest, arch back. Exhale, fold forward, top of the head reaching down in the direction of the floor, arms reaching away from the back. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Good. Inhale. Exhale. With your inhale, stand all the way upright. Exhale, hands on your waist. Inhale, lift up the chest and arch back. Exhale, fold forward. This time, reach out and grab hold of the ankles. Hold the front of the ankles. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold forward. Top of the head reaching down in the direction of the floor for 1. Yeah, elbows could even bend out to the right and left side a bit. 2, 3. Good. Keep hold of your ankles. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the right knee, but keep both feet flat. Inhale, come back up to the center. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend right. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend left. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend left knee. But this time, bring the fingertips onto the floor. Keep that left knee bending. Walk the fingertips as far forward out in front of you as you can, and walk both hands over to the left. So walk the left hand to the left and walk the right hand near it. Don't change the feet. Don't change the feet. The feet stayed the same. Yeah, so turn this in again. Yep, perfect. And you're just reaching and stretching out that whole right side seam of the body. Okay, extend the left leg. Bend the right knee and walk both hands all the way over to the right side, like almost like you're trying to reach towards 11 o'clock or something in the room. Yeah, that's it. Good. 2. Inhale, extend both legs. Exhale, hands on your waist. Inhale to stand all the way upright. Exhale, join feet and legs together. Turn to face the front. That's it. Join the feet and the legs all the way together. So try to have as much of the insides of the legs touching as possible. Hands together at the center of the chest. Lift the heels very high up. So you're on your tippy toes. Yeah. And then whatever parts of the legs can squeeze together, squeeze them together. Parts of the upper legs, the knees, the lower legs, maybe ankles, maybe bunions. Whatever can touch squeezes towards the midline. And then reach the arms all the way up overhead. See if just by reaching up a little bit higher, you could lift higher up onto the balls of the feet. Good, balancing here. 2, that's it. Reach. 3. Now, simultaneously start to bend the knees and bend the elbows. See if you can start to descend your seat towards your raised heels as you bring your hands towards heart center. Yeah. Okay. Good. Keep the heels lifting. Now extend the arms and the legs. Come all the way back up the way you came. Yeah. And try to time it so that the legs straighten at the same time that the elbows straighten, perhaps. Yeah. And then one more time. Bend elbows and knees. And try to time it so that the thumbs meet the heart center at the same time that your seat reaches your feet. Yeah. That's it. And then point the knees a little bit more forward and down so that you can pull the spine more vertically, more upright in the spine. That's it. 2. Keep squeezing the inner legs together. Keep drawing the navel in and up. 3, 4. And then open the knees out to the sides, hands to the floor, preparing for crow pose, arm balancing. So place the knees high up. Foot balancing and arm balancing. Oh, I know. And it takes a while too. Okay, see about lifting maybe one foot off the floor at a time, maybe both feet off the floor. Yeah, good. 2. Ooh, really nice, Kalia. Good, okay. Wherever you are, hop, step, or walk back to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So as we sort of move through the first part of the sequence, I'm going to make some of the vinyasas optional. They're all optional technically. But the reason being is that we're going to be on our hands a little bit more throughout the class. So if you want to like save your wrists a little bit, you might start to skip some of the chaturangas. If you want to add them back in, that's okay too though. Okay, step the right foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, open hips and arms to the side. Inhale, straighten the right leg, and then reach to the right for triangle. Place the right hand down, left arm reaches up. One, good. Turn the upper right leg a little bit out. That's it. Two, try to tighten up above the knees. So squeeze the quadricep muscles. Four, even pull the left shoulder back a bit more. With your inhale, stand all the way upright. Exhale, bend the right knee, warrior two. Most of us need a little bit longer stance for warrior two than what we had for triangle. So feel free to move the feet a little farther apart from one another. And then bend a little bit more deeply into the front knee. Good. Stretch the arms, lengthen through the arms. Look out past the right hand. Four. Good. Five. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend the right knee. Place the right hand outside of the right foot and reach the left arm all the way over the left ear for extended side angle. One, yeah. Bend the right knee all the way over the right ankle so your lower leg wants to be vertical to the floor. Push the right knee against the right arm. That's it. Good. And then see if you can spin the chest open towards this side of the room even more. All right, bring both hands to the floor. You can either step back to downward dog or you can move through chaturanga, upward dog, etc. Good. Inhale, step the left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, open hips and arms to the side. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, reach to the left for Trikonasana triangle. One, yeah, two. Good. Pull right shoulder back more and more. Four. Good. Five. Inhale, stand all the way upright. Exhale, bend the left knee. Warrior two. And again, feel free to lengthen your stance a bit more. Some of us need a little bit longer stance for warrior two. Yeah. Lift the center of the chest. Stretch the arms a little bit longer like you're trying to touch both sides of the room. And then look out past the left hand. Yeah. Really nice. Inhale, straighten left leg. Exhale, bend left knee. Place left hand outside of left foot. Right arm reaches all the way over the right ear. Go ahead and press the left leg against the left arm. Shrug the left shoulder away, right shoulder away from the ear. Two. Four. Good. Spin the chest more and more. Inhale, both hands to the floor. Either step back to downward dog, or you may move through an extra chaturanga upward facing, moving into downward facing dog. Good. Bend the knees and look forward. Hoppers, step feet to hands and fold forward. Okay, walk the feet back a little bit of a step, like maybe 8-10 inches behind your hands. And you're going to want to place one of your blocks kind of out in front of where your hands are. So if your hands and your block sort of make a triangle. Now, you might want to use the block at a higher setting once you find out what we're doing, but just bear with me for now. Okay, so we're going to come into crow. We're going to come into crow and we're going to practice touching the head to the block. So I'm going to lean so far forward that the head touches down. Now, one advantage that has is it forces my feet to go up. There will be a point where my head touches down that my feet can't even stay on the floor anymore. Yeah, and then the other thing we're practicing is we're going to practice lifting sort of from head to block to head up. So keeping the feet up, you're going to try to lift your head and maintain your crow. Try that a couple of times. Lean forward, head to the block. Try to pick the head up with the feet up. If it doesn't work, try again. If it does work, try again. Yeah. Block is a little more forward than you might think. It really should be sort of the top of the triangle with your two wrists. Yeah. Feet. Yes, so close. And then practice lifting the head up. Try to keep your feet up off the floor and practice lifting the head up. That's it. Okay. Nicely done. When you've had enough of that, come back into downward facing dog. With your inhale, step the right foot forward between the hands. Don't change the back foot. Let the hips lower down, lower than the height of the front knee. So just let the hips kind of sink down into gravity. Keep the back knee off the floor though. And then lift the hips back up where they came from. And then let the hips lower down into gravity. Just lift the hips to the height of the front knee. So right thigh parallel to the floor. That's it. And then lower the hips down. Good. And again, lift the hips just to the height of the front knee. Have the front thigh parallel to the floor. Reach the arms all the way up for high lunge. Exhale. With your inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, hands to the floor. Exhale, start to straighten out the front leg. Don't change the feet yet. Inhale, bend the right knee, look forward. Exhale, straighten the right leg, fold forward. One more, inhale, bending, look forward. Exhale, extending to fold. Keep the feet the same, don't change the feet yet. Fold forward, stay here, both legs straight. All 10 toes facing forward. Both the front part of both hips facing forward. Good. And then imagine you want to push that right foot down into the floor even harder. Okay, now soften the right knee. Now sneak the back foot in a small step closer, even angling the back foot at a little angle to get the heel down. And then straighten both legs again for more of a classical Parsvottanasana. One, fold forward. One. Yeah. See that the inner edge of the right foot isn't leaving the floor? Sometimes we inadvertently add a little rotation to the right leg, and that can end up turning the foot off the floor. You keep that inner border of the foot nicely anchored down. Yeah. Okay, inhale, look forward. Exhale, hands on the waist. Inhale, lift all the way upright to a standing position and reach the left arm up. And then exhale, take the left hand all the way across to the right side of the right foot, all the way to the outside of the foot. Reach the right arm up, rotated triangle. 1, 2. Good. Pull the right hip back even more. 3. Anchor the back heel down. 4. Inhale, both hands to the floor. Either step back to downward dog or move through your vinyasa. Good. Step the left foot forward. Lower the hips down. Yeah. Go almost to the point where the right knee touches down, but then stop just shy of putting it down. And then bring the hips back up to the height of the left knee. And then let the hips sink low into gravity. And then lift the hips up again. And let the hips sink low. And then just lift the hips to the height of the front knee, so your left thigh is parallel to the floor. Reach the arms up, high lunge. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, bend left knee. Inhale, straighten and extend. Exhale to bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, hands to the floor. Keep the feet the same. Don't adjust the feet yet. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Keep the feet the same. Inhale, bend front knee. Exhale, extend. Inhale to bend. Exhale, extend. Keep the feet the same. Don't change the feet. Stay here with all 10 toes facing forward, this sort of longer version of forward bend. Push the left foot forward and down into the floor. Good. And now go ahead, bend the front knee, sneak the back foot in a small step closer, and then straighten the front leg again. Keep trying to face the front of both hips straight ahead as best you can. 4, 5. Good. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hands on waist. Inhale, stand all the way upright and reach the right arm up. And then take the right arm all the way across to the left side of the left foot, rotated triangle. Left arm reaches up. 1, 2, anchor that back heel down well. Inhale, bend the left knee, hands to the floor. Exhale, either step back to downward dog or move through your vinyasa. Inhale, step the right foot forward, warrior 1. Exhale, bring the arms behind the back and interweave the hands together behind the back. Good. Inhale, straighten the right leg, lift up the chest, arch back. Exhale, bend the right knee deeply, bow forward, humble warrior, top of head reaching down towards the instep side of the right foot. Arms reaching away from the back as best you can. Try to level out the shoulders towards the floor, so it might be the case that the right shoulder needs to lift up a little, left shoulder needs to drop down a little in order to make them even. Yeah. Inhale to stand all the way upright, straighten both legs. Exhale, open the arms, hips, and shoulders to the side, warrior 2. Inhale, place the right hand on the instep side of the right foot. Left arm reaches straight up. Lean the right arm back against the right leg. Connect the arm and the leg together. Yeah, nice. Good. The left hand to the floor next to the right hand. Pivot up the left back heel and heel turn the right foot a little to the right. Lower the left knee down. Push into the hands and lift the head, lift the chest. Let the hips move down in the direction of the floor, even lengthening the front of the left thigh towards the floor as you lift head and chest, spreading collarbones. Yes. Walk the hands 2 steps forward. 2 whole steps, yeah. And then either stay like this or bring the elbows down to the floor for lizard. And then you have some options here as well. You could stay like this or tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee up. How are you doing so far? So far? Okay. Walk the hands back under the shoulders. Step back, downward dog, or move through a vinyasa. Step the left foot forward, warrior 1. Exhale, arms behind the back, lace the fingers together. Inhale, straighten the left leg, arch back. Exhale, bend the left knee, bow forward, crown of head reaches towards inside of left foot. 1. Yeah. Pull the left hip back a little so both buttocks are pointing more to the back of the room. 4. Inhale to stand all the way upright. Exhale, open arms, hips, shoulders to the side. Inhale, place the left hand inside of left foot. Right arm reaches straight up, extended side angle B. Good. Yeah. 2. Bring the right hand to the floor next to the left hand. Pivot up that right back heel and wiggle the left foot a little to the left. Lower the right knee down. Let the hips go heavy into gravity even as you lift the head and the chest. Imagine you're like lengthening the front of the right thigh more towards the floor. Lifting and spreading the collarbones. Yeah. Take 2 steps forward with the hands, and then option to lower the elbows to the floor. Also optional to either keep the back knee down or lift it up. That's up to you. 2. Walk the hands back under the shoulders, step back, downward dog, or move through vinyasa. Okay, bring the knees to the floor. Bring the knees to the floor. And once again, we're going to set one of the blocks out in front of where the hands are. And again, there are 3 settings. So you could be on the high setting, the medium setting, the low setting. If you try the next thing and it's way too easy, you can even take the block away. But let me at least show you what we're doing before you make that critical decision. So you're going to start, look, again, my hands are pretty far back from the block. So the block, I'm imagining that the block is the top of a little triangle on the floor. Then I'm going to press back into like a short downward dog. I'm going to lean forward, touch the crown of my head to the block, and lift back up. If it's too easy, go lower. If it's still too easy, move the block away. And again, aim for the head to be at the top of that triangle there. Go ahead, give it a try. The excitement in this room is just exhilarating. I can tell everybody is so excited for this one. Okay. Yeah, so block pretty far. Yes. I know. Lifting back up is so hard. Yeah, try 4 or 5. Okay. If 4 or 5 was very easy for you to do, move the block lower or even out of the way and try challenging yourself to go a little bit more. Yeah, maybe do 2 or 3 on an even lower setting. Oh, well, the secret to that is I've been doing it for like 9 months. I've been laboring at it for 9 months and struggling. So you only, when you see the demonstration part, you only see the snapshot of my practice, but you don't get to see, unfortunately, all of the like sweat and tears and frustration and wringing and pulling my hair out that it took to get there. Okay. If you're really, really excited about this, you could keep going. Otherwise, make your way into downward dog. Step the right foot between the hands. Lower the left knee down. Reach the arms up. Prepare to twist. Exhale, hands to prayer. Twist to the right side. I promise it is going somewhere. I promise. Okay. Bend the front knee a little bit more. Send the hips forward. Option to tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee up. 1. Yes. 2. Both hands to the floor. Cross the left knee behind the right foot. Come to sit down. Seated spinal twist. Reach the left arm up and then twist to the right side. Turn to face forward. Exhale, counter twist. Turn to face forward, set up for ankle to knee. Flex out through both feet. You can either stack the right leg on top or cross the right leg in front. Yeah, and then fold forward. 2. Both feet flexing strongly. 3. Lift all the way upright to a seated position. And then just come forward into like a kneeling position, but look how my ankles are crossed. So my right ankle is just crossed over my left ankle. And I'm gonna have a block under each hand. For this one, I like the second setting. I like level 2 setting. Think of the upper body as moving forward into an almost chaturanga shape. In fact, I have to go so low with the shoulders to be able to pick up my shins and knees off the floor. Yeah, try that. Lean way forward. Sorry. Lean way forward so you could see if you could pick up both legs, even if it's just for a split second. That's great. And then legs down, switch the cross of the ankles, and then lean forward, chaturanga shape in the arms. Try to lift the ankles, lift the knees, lift the feet. Yes, and then set them down. Switch, cross, lift. Yeah, think about coming forward with the shoulders, forward with the shoulders. Release, switch the cross of the legs. Last one, lean way forward, way forward, way forward. That's it. And then release down. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Exhale, the right knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Twist to the left side. From there, you have the option to extend the back leg. 1, 2, 3. Good. Inhale, both hands to the floor. Exhale, cross the right knee behind the left foot. Come to sit down. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, twist to the left side. Yeah, look all the way over the left shoulder. Breathing. Turn to face forward, counter twist. Turn to face forward, ankle to knee with the legs. So left leg can go on top or left leg can cross in the front. Flex the feet, fold forward. 1, 2. Lift all the way upright to a seated position. Same idea, just crawl forward into a kneeling position. Cross the ankles. Blocks can be, I prefer the second setting, but you can do first setting or even move the blocks away if you like. Yeah. Lean the shoulders forward, lift the knees up. Tuck the knees towards the chest. That's it, tuck. Yes. And then knees down, switch the cross of the legs. It only gets easier if you do it more. Okay, lean forward, lift. Trying to get that nice tuck position. Just know, yes. And that's where your press, handstand and stuff could come from, could start to come from. Okay, go ahead, 2 more times, lean forward. And all those floating back maneuvers, yeah. Amazing. Okay, when you're finished, come into downward facing dog. Yeah, for me too, actually, just now. Just now, I was like, oh, look at me. Isn't that so funny? I always say, you got to try everything twice, okay? First time it's a struggle. Second time you're like, hey, it worked. Okay. Or you can at least feel it more the second time around. Okay. Lift the left leg up and back behind you, down dog splits. Exhale, bring the knee towards your nose, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, down dog splits, reach up and back. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, down dog splits. Now, see if you could walk your hands back towards your right foot for standing splits. Yeah. Raise the left leg high, point the left toes. 2, yes. And then walk the hands forward into your down dog splits. Bring the left knee all the way forward between your hands for pigeon, moving into pigeon. Untuck the right toes, fold forward. Good. 1, 2. Good. Walk the hands back under the shoulders. Either press back to downward dog or move through chaturanga up dog. Good. Right leg lifts up and back. Right knee towards nose, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, reach up and back. Walk the hands back towards the left foot. Set the heel down. Straight left leg. Raise the right leg a little higher. Point right toes. Good. And then walk the hands forward into your down dog splits. Bring the right knee, right leg all the way up between the hands, setting up for pigeon. And fold forward. 1. Okay, walking the hands back under the shoulders, make your way back to downward dog. If that includes a few extra movements, great. Okay, bring the knees to the floor, child's pose. So, I know many of us know how to come into headstand in all kinds of different ways. For the sake of today's practice, I'm going to call through some specific steps because it's going to inform the next way we come into it, right? So just follow the steps, even if you usually do things a different way, so that we can translate it into the next thing we're doing. So straighten the arms forward out in front of you, interweave the hands together, elbows a little narrower than the shoulders, tuck the head onto the floor behind the hands, and then lift the knees up so you're in your half headstand, half downward dog shape. And then here's where the steps are going to start to matter. So walk the feet, steps always matter, but you know what I mean. Okay, walk the feet in a little closer, bend one knee into the chest, and then squeeze that knee so hard into the chest that the second knee bends into the chest. So you've got this little tuck knee position, upside down tuck, and then from that upside down tuck, you could start to unfold the knees up to the ceiling, and then lastly the feet. Try to reduce or eliminate any hopping. We don't want momentum here. No momentum involved. Nicely done. Okay, as much as possible, try to come down the same way. Hang on one second. Try to come down the same way. So you tuck the feet towards the buttocks, the knees towards the chest, and then lower the feet to the floor. Okay, have a look. So there are many ways of coming into headstand. There's another way of coming into headstand that's a tripod headstand, right? And some of us are going to find it more accessible than supported headstand. Some of us are going to find it less accessible, but you just never know until you experiment with both, and we can always learn something about the other one from the other one, right? So the idea again is to have the head a bit forward of the hands at the very top of like a perfectly equilateral triangle. And where on the head, you might ask? Well, I'm so glad you asked. It's not really the top of the head, right? It's not really, they say crown of the head and we think top of the head. It's not really there. What I like to think of is if I were a unicorn, the like root of my horn would sort of start here, right? So like that spot is the spot that I'm placing on the floor. Okay, so just imagine your unicorn horn. And then you got to go really forward with it. You want to be able to see your own fingertips. Look at how my forearms are perpendicular to the floor rather. So we're going to practice again. And in this case, you can rest one knee at a time on the upper arms. And then from there, for some of us, that might make it easier to come into that knee tuck position. And then from there, you can unfold the legs. And if you are feeling quite adventurous today, you can also practice lifting from here. Into crow. Isn't that a funny thing about demonstrating, is it's always a little bit of a Hail Mary. But anyway, there's a way in which you can lift the head off the floor and balance for a moment in crow as a variation. Yeah. All right, so let's try. Hands on the floor. Unicorn horn a little bit forward of your hands. You should be able to see your fingertips in your peripheral vision. Yeah. And then squeeze the inner elbows towards each other. Tippy toe the toes a little closer. See if you could get one knee to balance on one upper arm, two knees to balance on two upper arms. And then maybe you can bend the knees into the chest. Tuck knee position. Yeah, keep squeezing the elbows in towards each other. Magnetize the elbows. Yeah. Yes. Push. Yes, I know. So tricky. Yeah, but that is a critical step. Visualizing yourself doing it is a critical step. Even all the top, athletes and dancers and musicians, all these sort of, people who are excelling in their fields, they all use visualization to get there. So it's a very important part of practice. Very important. Okay, I can take the hint. Let's move on. Downward dog. You're like, we're done with that now. Thank you. Come forward into a plank. Lower all the way to the floor. Big toes together, arms alongside the body. Lift up, Shalabhasana. 1. And slowly release down. Interweave the hands behind the back into one fist. Lift the arms, the head, chest, and legs. Good, and then slowly release down. Prop up onto the forearms and elbows for Sphinx. Bend the left knee. Reach back and hold the left foot. With the left hand, press the left heel down towards the outer hip. Keep turning the shoulders to face forward, even tip of the nose to face forward. That's it. Wherever the left foot is now, hold it there. Don't let it move. But kick your foot back up into your hand without letting it actually move. So your foot is kicking your hand, but you're resisting with your foot. Keep facing forward. Yeah. Okay, release that. Come back to the center. Bend the right knee. Reach back with the right hand. Catch the instep side of the right foot. Press the right heel down towards the outer hip. Lift the head and the chest a bit more. Try to face both shoulders, both armpits forward. Yeah. And then wherever the right foot is now, keep it there, but kick up into your hand. Yeah, so keep pushing down with the hand. Keep pushing down. Foot is kicking up, hand is resisting down. Yeah. and release. Come back to the center. Place the hands either side of the chest. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, come forward into a plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Bend the knees. Reach back, catch hold of the ankles. Inhale, lift up, head, chest, and knees. Dhanurasana. And slowly release down. Bend the knees, second time, hold the ankles. Inhale, lift up. Good. Exhale, release on down. Turn all the way over onto the back. Feet on the floor. Lift the hips up, interweave the hands behind the back. Let's bring the feet a little narrower. Separate the hands, release the back down to the floor. You could repeat the same, otherwise we're moving into full wheel, placing the hands either side of the ears. With your inhale, go ahead, lift up. The chest, slowly release down. Place the hands, place the feet. Second time, inhale, lift up. Chin to the chest, slowly release down. Third time, here goes. Place the hands, place the feet. Inhale, lift on up. 1. Hug the knees into the chest. Bring the knees over to the left side of the body as you look to the right. Bring the knees all the way up to the center and go the other way. Knees over to the right side. knees all the way up to the center. Come on up to a seated position. You can stay facing the direction we're facing now. Just straighten the legs forward out in front of you. Flex the feet, sit up tall, fold forward. Paschimottanasana. Chest. Open both knees out to the sides, feet together, and fold forward, Baddha Konasana. Lift all the way upright to a seated position. Keep the shape of the legs the same, but lay down on your back. Supta Baddha Konasana. You can stay like this. You're welcome to stay like this, or you can finish your practice with your shoulder stand. Or you could take a version of legs up the wall if you like. We can find you some wall space if you need it. So, spoiler alert, I'm planning to do meditation today before Shavasana. So, I know how it can be. You get to your shoulder stand and you're like, well, I know where we're going next. But instead we're going to sit up first and take a meditation. So, you know, stick with me. Yeah. Yeah. So if you are still in shoulder stand, start to come into plow. Halasana, feet behind the head. Yeah, so if you're finished with your shoulder stand early, you could of course come to sit up, but we're not quite done with the sequence here. So rolling out of plow, come into fish. Matsyasana, crown of the head to the floor, that's it. And then bring your chin to your chest. Release down. Just lay on the back for 1 second just to kind of even everything out again after that back bend. And then gather up the knees. Gather up the knees, roll to the right hand side, and come on up to sit. So much like spring cleaning, right? Meditation is one of those things where like it kind of feels like it's getting worse before it gets better, right? Spring cleaning, you have to like everything gets messier before it all gets organized again. It's similar with meditation. Hard to empty the cup if we don't kind of know what's already in the cup, first of all. Hard to clean and reorganize if we don't know what's in there in the first place. So that's why meditation can be so difficult for so many of us for a lengthy amount of time. You know, it takes quite a bit of effort and diligence, and like sometimes a little frustration, sometimes a little like, why am I even doing this? You know, so it is what it is, right? So let's find a comfortable seat. Sit up tall. Relax the face, eyes, cheeks, tongue, shoulders. Practice focusing the attention on the breath. So noticing each time there's inhaling, each time there's exhaling. Tara is the goddess of compassion. So invoking Tara to sort of fill our hearts with joy and compassion. I'll sing first and then you can sing it back. Om Tare, Tu Tare, Ture, Soha. 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 Keep going. Om Tare, Tu Tare, Ture, Soha. 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 Just a little louder now. Om Tare, Tu Tare, fill my heart. Ture, Soha. Om Tare, Tu Tare, Ture, Soha. Last times. Om Tare, Tu Tare, Ture, Tare, Tu Tare, Ture, Soha. You're welcome to stay in this meditative position, or you can move into Shavasana. Bless. to deepen the breath. Some movement into the body. Take a moment to move or stretch as you need, and then gather up the knees. Come on up to a seated position. Everybody, thanks so much for making the time to be here and for this wonderful opportunity to practice together. As always, it's better practicing together, in my opinion. And join me in thanking One Nation Sound for joining us today. These guys do a whole bunch of different sound baths and events and stuff all over the city. So you want to stay in touch. You might want to get their Instagram or get one of their stickers or something so you can see when they're going to be playing next. Yeah? And if you have any questions about class, you can ask me. And if you have any questions about the music, you can ask them. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. Oh, good. Did you...